Hey there everybody, this is Malwave, here with another Transformers video review. This week, again, I was going to do a review of Mr. Cybertron Optimus Prime there, but, long story short, I've decided I got this figure this week and I was going to review him. And I've yet to see any reviews of him online. Now, I'm really hoping that this isn't shot, because the last time I filmed this intro, my head was cut off about here. So all you would see was just the mighty chin talking to you. And, or about here, as if it was like here, it would, you get the point. So, I found him at Toys R Us. He's a Revenge of the Fallen chase figure, so if you have a chance to find him, and you find him, get him. Not because his scores may not reflect that, but trust me, it's a worthy investment. So, without any further ado, let's get into the video review of Revenge of the Fallen Gears. And here we are with the, in the brand new hand mode. And here is Gears in his robot, not his robot, I'm an idiot, in his vehicle mode. And to be perfectly honest, I really like the vehicle mode. You know, it's simplistic, and you can kind of tell, obviously, like, oh, okay, you can flip it over and you can see the robot right underneath, and unfortunately, me being zoomed in, it doesn't help. Ah! My apologies, folks. But as you can tell like the various parts where it where it connects, and the hood, like the front pieces here, arms, back half, flip it over. Oh, I wonder what that's going to be. Head, probably, maybe, who knows. But it fits together quite nicely, and it does do the job of what it's supposed to. I mean, it's not supposed to be like this perfectly streamlined vehicle. I mean, it's the same idea with like G1 with like Universe Ironhide. And my apologies if I am going off camera here. I have to kind of, with my digital camera, I gotta look behind the camera here and have my hands out here, so I don't have that long a hand, so. Gears in himself, you know, he rolls relatively well, and I'd say he does the job. Like, he's not supposed to be like this figure that's like super streamlined or anything, as I said, but he still does the job. Still, I'm gonna give Gears vehicle mode about an 18.5 out of 25, because while it does do its job, it doesn't really do much else. I mean, it's just a car. Now, many people can argue like, like all the other vehicle modes in Revenge of the Fallen are just cars. I don't know. It's because, if you want a real reason, then it's because you can actually tell what it's transformed. It has Universe Ironhide syndrome, where it looks like it has all these cracks through it, and you can honestly tell. Still, I'm not going to complain too much, because I wanted to buy the figure, and this was one of the reasons why. So now that we've covered the vehicle mode, let's move on to the robot mode. And here we have Gears in his extremely simplistic robot mode. Now, folks, this isn't like a half transformation, this isn't anything else, and you can tell it got Pia's cut video in the background. Watch Pia, he's awesome. Shameless plug of the week, right there. And it really, I don't really care if he's simplistic and loose hips. I gotta fix those. Nail polish, it works for everything. But yeah, essentially this is him in robot mode. He's a hulking mass. Of course, Gears in the other one was supposedly, yeah, it's sort of like a mix between Gears and Brawn. Like Gears' attitude and Brawn's overwhelming strength. It's like fusion. Ha! Feel free to draw fan art of that if you want to. But like for articulation, I'm giving his articulation about a 19.5 out of 25, because he's got ball jointed hips, bends at the knee slightly due to the back part here. His feet do move forward and backward. He's got a ball jointed elbow, It has to be just in the right position, though, to actually work. Here. And his arm does swivel a bit. His arm's on a 2-point swivel on his elbow, and his hand actually opens, and his head is on a ball joint. It's average. Average. I enunciate. Average. It's average articulation for a figure, and it's not that bad. I just wish they could have done a bit more with him, because he feels preschoolish. And literally, the transformation for this took maybe like a minute. It was just like done. Oh, wow. It's essentially, basically, there's his head done. You fold these feet up. Come on. And there's half the car, half of the front of the car right there, and then this forms the rest of the car. It's extremely simplistic. In fact, it almost makes it kind of turns animated Wreck-Gar into like Masterpiece Megatron there for a sec. The activators seem a bit more okay. The activators don't seem as bad, but you get the idea. Fun factor wise, though, it helps his case because, well, actually, I should probably touch on gimmick first. Actually, do you see a gimmick? Come on, there's gotta be a gimmick in here somewhere. I mean, it can't be that bad, right? Oh my god. Wow. Okay, folks, this is his gimmick. There's a little button on the side, and if it works, that's it, ladies and gentlemen. You pull back this lever, and his fist moves out. Yeah, that's making Ironhide's gimmick look like a masterpiece. So I'm giving his gimmick about a 5 out of 25. At first, I couldn't even tell there was a gimmick at all. It didn't even look like one. But fun factor-wise, gets at least, oh, he's kind of out of shot as well. He gets a 22 out of 25 because, obviously enough, he's easy to transform. You know, the gimmick doesn't involve spring-loaded missiles. There's nothing that really can pop off that would hurt kids. This is pretty much like the perfect deluxe class figure for any kid. Which is also ironic, as he is a chase figure, and this is the only one I found at Wal-Mart. Ever. I found him, I'm just like, you know what? Supreme yoink it, yoink! But I digress. 22 out of 25 for fun factor. So, I'm going to give Revenge of the Fallen Gears a 65 out of 100. Now, granted, it doesn't help his case with his hand gimmick. And to be perfectly honest, I wish they could have done a bit more with him. But, again, like, I don't know, it's just, for a figure like this, I can kind of see why it's not really much else. I mean, he has big, bulky arms like the Hulk. But he seems like a nice update, because when you consider going from something this big to something that big, this thing's about as big as his arm. I would say that that's a good upgrade. And I think Gears deserved a bit of love after, I believe he has not had any other does not have any other cameos after G1, which bites because he's such a cool character. But I digress. I still recommend him regardless of his low score, and if you can find him, buy him, because he is a chase figure, and just like G1, just like Universal Ironhide or Revenge of the Fallen Scout Scalpel, Revenge of the Fallen Scout Scalpel, he is like 1-2 figures per shipment crate, so if people buy him, he's gone. So I would seriously suggest picking him up. So, until next week, this is Malwave with Revenge of the Fallen Gears, signing off. See you, folks.